Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery here. We get together most weekday mornings, 8 o'clock Central, and we talk about different topics revolving financial literacy and access to capital. Today's an especially important day because we're rolling out a new campaign. The campaign is called My Real Estate Money. And so this is the news release, the press release that's going out today. Some of you had a sneak peek look at it yesterday before it became publicly available. So what I'd like to do is spend a few minutes, go through the press release, and then elaborate on how it works, how you might be able to benefit, whether you're interested in getting funding for yourself and or being one of our affiliate partners. So I guess the title, 100% financing program launch for residential and commercial properties. Now, keep in mind, everything that we're facilitating is through business purchases, but businesses can purchase residential properties. Businesses can also purchase commercial properties. But all of these financial transactions are being done through a business. If we have a client or a participant that doesn't have a business, we can help them create a business, but we will need a business to facilitate the purchase of the properties. I see Susan already has one question. And so, yes, we can do this to acquire one property or multiple properties. But let's go on with the press release. So this is an innovative new program offering creative financing for residential and commercial properties. It's now available, can be used for purchase, refinance, fix and flip, construction, development, bridge, and cash out loans. We have been fortunate to be able to align ourselves with a number of unique lenders in the marketplace that I would consider outliers. They offer funding programs for real estate that is non-traditional, untraditional. Because if someone qualifies for a traditional mortgage, they probably don't need assistance. We're looking to help those that are currently not able to access home ownership and or property ownership. And that leads us to the second paragraph. So our mission here is to improve access to home and real estate ownership. Now, let's break that down. So if you know of anyone that is currently renting instead of owning, we probably should help build their financial literacy because everyone's paying a mortgage. The question is, are you paying your mortgage or are you paying your landlord's mortgage? Well, you would rather pay your own mortgage, right? Because now you can benefit from the multitude of beneficial aspects of owning your own equity. One of which, of course, is home values and property values are increasing. But if it's not your property, the increase in value doesn't benefit you, it benefits the landlord. So with the home here, we're talking about anyone that's currently renting. You and I probably should talk to them about, hey, would you rather own rather than rent? Because it's completely doable now. And then here we're talking about from a broader perspective. Are you interested in buying homes for other people to rent from you? In other words, be a landlord. Are you looking to own commercial properties, grocery stores, gas stations, strip malls, so forth? So the strategy is available to any type of property ownership. But I think from your and my perspective, it's important to break it down into making sure that people that are renting now know they have the option to stop renting and own. And then secondly, people can build their wealth through being a landlord of other residential and or commercial properties. So myrealestatemoney.com went up live yesterday. So it's available now, and it's the intake for this initiative. It was primarily designed to assist minorities and underserved communities. So the question we had a moment ago is, well, is this only available to minorities? No, it's available to anyone, but our target would be minorities and underserved communities because, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Forgive me for being straightforward, but I think you'll agree with it if you get away from the emotion. In our society, we have haves and have-nots. The haves own real estate, and the have-nots rent real estate from the haves. So owning real estate is one of the most integral portions of wealth creation in building our net worth and building our retirement and having stability in our lives. So what you and I can do now is help individuals move from that have not, quote unquote, to the have category by, certainly if they want to own their own home, that's easily accomplished. And then if they want to own other real estate properties. A number of you are really interested in Section 8 housing, purchasing properties, affordable homes that can be rehabbed. And again, we can purchase the home and rehab them with 100% financing, but we'll get to that in a moment. So it's an income stream to you. So hopefully it makes sense, the difference of those two categories. But as I mentioned, we have some unique financing options. So what are some of the unique aspects that some of our lender partners are making available? Well, certainly 100% financing is not typical. Normally it's like an 80-20 split, sometimes a 90-10, but now literally 100% financing is available. Well, why does that matter? Well, that opens up real estate purchase to a lot of people that might not have had a down payment or the owner's contribution before. That makes sense, doesn't it? At this time, the maximum loan amount that any of our lender partners have stated is 10 million. Now, I know some of you are wanting to work on projects that are larger, but at this time, that's the largest commitment that we have. And I know that that won't satisfy all of you, and I apologize. But how can we circumvent that? We could do multiple projects. So we could break down a bigger project into smaller pieces, each of which no larger than 10 million. One of our lending partners even offers a program literally with no minimum credit scores. Because if you think about what is it that's keeping most people from being property owners? Well, sometimes it's they don't have the down payment that's typically necessary. But now what have we done? We said that we can get around that. Some people don't have the credit worthiness. So we're going to address that in a couple ways. One way is we're going to buy the real estate through their business. And if they don't have a business, we'll create a business for them. But we're moving away from individual finance to business finance. That's incredibly important for a number of reasons, one of which is businesses have unlimited borrowing capacity, right? So as a business, we can go out and we can buy 100 properties, for example. But as an individual, I don't think many of us have a high enough income that our DTI, our debt to income, would allow us to probably buy more than one, maybe two. So we want to change our mindset, and that's what's making this so successful so quickly, is that we're approaching the purchase of the property through our clients' businesses, not through them individually. And if they don't have a business, we can set that up for them. Quick turnaround. There's a number of interesting financial options, and these can come and go and change as time goes along based upon the lender's discretion. But certainly we're seeing some interest-only options. One of our lender partners right now is offering no principal payments for the first 12 months. So that makes it a lot easier for the clients. Flexible underwriting, no prepayment penalties. So the most important thing to take away from this, or at least one of the most important, is that now anyone can own real estate. We've essentially been able to legally and ethically overcome the typical obstacles that have kept people from being able to own. Own what? Either own their own house, they're renting instead of owning, and or owning commercial real estate. I don't think you'd find any financial advisor in the marketplace that wouldn't say that it makes sense for most people to own their own home rather than rent from someone else, and to have real estate that they own as part of their portfolio for income and wealth creation. Which takes us to the next sentence. Owning real estate is a key method of wealth creation that has been elusive for many minority and underserved populations until now. So through our affiliate program, which we'll talk about in a moment, it's actually this paragraph down here, you're in a great position, because now you can be the catalyst to help individuals access property ownership. From that, then you're paid, and we'll get into that more in a moment. Some of the recent funded deals are listed here. And so again, it goes back to what we mentioned a few minutes ago, that there's different types of real estate financing. It could be to buy a home for our own family to live in. It could be residential property to be a landlord and lease out to others. It could be single family or multifamily, just a duplex or an entire apartment complex. It could be mobile home, manufactured home parks. It could be commercial property. So you'll see that all of those examples are captured here, including just a straight out land purchase. So from our perspective, it's really important that we have an increasing number of affiliate partners who help us go out and create awareness. Awareness can be built through social media marketing, by teaching financial literacy workshops at churches, at apartment complexes, at chambers of commerce. You can see that the interesting theme here is that we're really helping the participants in two ways. We're helping them own property, but also helping them be an entrepreneur, to be a business owner. As far as the payout, they've kept it incredibly simple. So our affiliates earn 5 points, 5% off of the transactions. So for example, let's see, Alan here, he says he has a client set to close on a $1.9 million 12-unit property. So if we do the math on that, Alan's commission would be $100,000, right? 5% of that would be a significant amount. So with that, I wanted to make the introduction today. If anyone needs the press release, I believe we sent it out to everyone yesterday, but we can certainly assist you. We have a dedicated email for the program, so you can email us at info@myrealestatemoney.com. Our main phone number. This is yet another arrow in the quiver. So those of you that are our current distribution partners, our affiliates, this is just simply another use of funds, right? What will happen is your prospects will go to your landing page, which is referenced here. All of you should have your landing page already. So clients go to your landing page. They put in 4 pieces of information. That's it. First name, last name, email, phone. Check the box. Hit submit, and then what will happen is then they'll receive a text very quickly that says, respond yes if you want to receive text from us. So they must type yes, Y-E-S. At that point, they're logged on as your client, as your prospect, and then we can reach out to them and help them answer their questions and get them enrolled. And then you're qualifying for those 5 points based upon their entire capital raise. Through the program, we're guaranteeing everyone financing. So it's a written contract. Through the grant subsidized program, it's a written guarantee. Every client will, in fact, receive funding. And so you're going to make at least $5,000 for referring each person in. But as we used with Alan's example, my goodness, it could be a lot more than that. You're not responsible for selling anything to anyone. Really, you don't need to get down deep in the weeds. The training that we provide, there's 4 modules. I was talking to Bill this morning. He's a big hitter that just came aboard as an affiliate. There's 4 modules we ask you to go through. Probably will take you between 1 hour and 2 hours to complete that, and you're good to go. All you need to know is to refer people to your landing page so they can get a funding proposal, and then we can help them with whatever it is that they're wanting to use that money for. If it's real estate, we've got this great new campaign, but this is just a different use of funds. Maybe they don't want real estate. Maybe they want working capital to start or grow a business. Great, same process. No, they don't want that. They need equipment financing. They need to buy 3 box trucks. Fine, same process. So the uses of funds will affect where the funding comes from, but the process is simple. So if you're not set up to be an affiliate, please reach out to us. Let us know. And then we need to get you set up as an affiliate, get you your free landing page, and then all you need to do is create awareness. Being an affiliate, it's not network marketing, it's not MLM, it's not get rich quick, but it's a good side income, right? Our typical affiliates do this very much on the side. Our typical affiliates are referring in one person a day, about 20 a month. So if you do the math on that, 5,000 times 20, I mean, it's a good side income, but I'm sure for many of you, it's not going to become your main income stream, but it certainly is a nice diversification for pretty much passive income. All right, so let's get to the questions, comments, concerns that any of you have. Alan's asking about the rehab fund. So that's right. So if we're doing, depending upon the type of purchase, it may be that the client needs not only the money to purchase the property, but also rehab the property. And so through our network of lenders, that can work, Alan, in different ways with different lenders. But I think the most important thing to understand is that now we have access to 100% financing for both the purchase and the rehab. But the key is, Alan, get the clients referred into your landing page. Let us collect data. Let us match them up to the right lender, the right funding, real estate funding financing program. And then that's where the details will be resolved with them. In many cases, there's not general answers that apply to everyone. It often depends upon the client's mitigating circumstance. So Bernard, same thing. If you have anyone that's looking to stop renting and they want to own their own home, easy to find those folks. Just ask, hey, do you rent or do you own? And if they say they rent, ask, well, I'm working with a nonprofit that can get you 100% financing to purchase your own home. Would you rather own your own home or would you rather continue to rent? It's not hard to find these individuals that are renting. Just it may be that you're all surrounded in your suburban complex and all you see are homeowners, but beyond your immediate left and right, there are a lot of people still renting, and there's no reason to rent. There's such financial advantages to own, and now you and I can help facilitate that. But again, remember, this is going through business financing. We're not residential mortgage loan officers. We are working through business financing. Karen asked, can it be new construction? Absolutely. And we made a little bit of reference of that. We didn't go too deep into that, but yes, ma'am. All right. And David mentioned, yeah. So when individuals become affiliates, there is a setup fee, David. And so we make that clear in the affiliate agreement. There is a setup fee to become an affiliate because we need to train them. We need to support them. And we want them to have some skin in the game. So just like if you became a realtor or if you became an attorney or you became a doctor, there's often cost with being involved with an occupation. With that being said, there is a small $4.99 cost setup fee to be an affiliate. So that's correct, David. And then with that, one of the perks that we provide all of our affiliates is a free landing page. So great point. Faye's asked, can it be a portfolio of houses? Yes, it can be. And Alan had a couple of specific questions about scenarios, and that would make sense. Jeff brings up a good point. So owner occupied versus not. So let's draw a thin line there. So Jeff, let's say that you see a high rise in Miami, Florida, and on the 26th floor, there's a beautiful 3-bedroom penthouse available, floor to ceiling windows, marble floors. Why not buy that through your business, Jeff? Don't buy it as an individual. Buy that through your business. So now it's fully tax deductible. We can obviously get it financed. We won't run into the same debt to income constraints that you might individually, even if it's a $3 or $4 million property. Maybe you categorize it as an Airbnb, but maybe you never list it with Airbnb. What happens if you and your family happen to stay in it? So the point is, there can be this subtle overlap between owner occupied and non-owner occupied. So a lot of our participants are buying properties with the intent of, quote unquote, intent of listing on Airbnb, but maybe they don't have any openings and their family stays there when it's not rented out. So you can kind of read through the line that certainly you could buy a property that you and your family live in and it could still be considered non-owner occupied. Hopefully that makes sense, Jeff. You're welcome, Hugh. Hugh just said thank you. Karen asked if you could purchase land, and so yes, and there was an example of that here, Karen. All right, let's see. Jeff asked, can the business, I think I'm reading this correctly, own the property and then rent back to yourself? Well, sure. I mean, what you want to do with the property once it's acquired is really up to you, Jeff. What we're doing is facilitating legally and ethically the acquisition of property, whether it be helping people move from being a renter to a homeowner, helping people become landlords for wealth creation. That's the key. We're not micromanaging what happens after the transaction. We're just helping them get ownership of the property by accessing the financing. So we're not running some sort of consulting program where you sign up and we teach you how to go be a landlord. We're not involved with that. In fact, we get referrals a lot from people that are in that space. We're facilitating the financing, and it's simple. Each of you who are affiliates, you should have a landing page. If you don't have a landing page, get with us right away. You should have a landing page. Once you have a landing page, then you create awareness, you refer people to your landing page, and then we take it from there and you get paid. I mean, you get paid your 5 points. And so one of the points that Charles is making is correct. I mean, this is much better of a gig than being a realtor, right? Because a realtor is typically making less than 5 points and they're out showing properties in the evenings and weekends and taking calls and dealing with headaches. This is great. This is an affiliate program. All you do is refer people to your landing page and get paid. It's great. It's great. Karen asked about the financing terms. So the financing terms are going to be determined by the lender. We're not the lender, of course, and it will also be impacted by the intent. So for example, we talked about this a bit yesterday, Karen. So if someone's getting property for fix and flip, that means that they plan on owning it typically for a year or less, right? They're trying to buy property. Often they need to purchase it. Usually they need to rehab it, and then they want to exit it for a profit. So your fix and flip financing terms are usually short term. And of course, that's much different than a buy and hold. So Karen, your question's good, but it's like some of the others. Many of you are looking for simple answers that are consistent for every client, for every situation, but that's rarely the case. Often the lender that we work with and the terms and the program will be based upon the client's unique needs. So one of the things I'll just go ahead and tell you, what we're going to do is we're going to do this right. So for every client that comes through your landing page, we're going to build at least a basic business plan, which is going to explain, well, what do we want to do? Are we wanting to buy one property? We want to buy multiple properties. We want to buy commercial, residential. What do we want to do? So we need to get have clarity, because I know you all are smart. There's a lot of people that are just chasing money and they've not really figured out what they want to do with it. So the first thing that we do with clients through this initiative is at least have a basic business plan. It doesn't have to be painful, doesn't have to take a long time, should be able within 1 to 2 days, have just an outline put together. What is it we want? What are we going to do with it? Now, since we're approaching this as business financing, then we're going to put together some financial projections because we're going to need to show the lenders this is how the property is going to be paid for, because we're going to anticipate money coming in, right? Especially if we're going to be a landlord, whether it be owning Section 8 residential housing, Airbnb, short-term rentals, as they call it, commercial properties. As a business owner, we anticipate that our real estate's going to make money. Now, going back to Jeff's question, well, if you're trying to kind of game the system, which is fine, it's legal, that you're going to buy a property and let's say that we're going to quote unquote list it with Airbnb, but we're never going to really list it. We're just going to live in it. That's fine. We can still project income. We just may not meet those projections. But the bottom line is we need to have at least a basic plan and financial projections to get the approvals. But this is what we did at the SBA. It's what we do now. We'll help clients do that so that way we can get approved. So we're building the documentation legally and ethically so people can get approved for these outstanding financing options. Alan says he had a landing page a couple of years ago. I don't know. For anyone, if you're not sure of your status or you need help, I'm not trying to cross that out. I'm trying to highlight that. This is our main number. Call us. Call us. Time frame, typically 15 days for closing, but again, that can vary based upon the deal. Let's say, Phase, that we need to do construction. We had a big $8 million deal for an indoor-outdoor soccer park. So we needed to get the land, we needed to get the engineering studies, and we need to get the architectural. So all of you, I know you all want simple answers, but it depends, right? The timeline, the interest, the process depends upon the client's circumstances. And the sooner that you all assimilate that, the more satisfied you'll be. But what do you need to know, Phase? It's crazy simple. You've got a landing page. If not, you need to get one. We need to get off our ass and get you a landing page. So either email us and say, give me my damn landing page, or call us and say, where the hell is my landing page? We'll get you your landing page, and then all you do is refer people into it and get paid. We're not training people to be consultants. We're not training people to be gurus. There's other people that you can spend money on and get trained for all that. That's not what we're doing. It's an affiliate program that you can make a lot of money on. All right, now I see Harold's got an interesting point, and his point is, well, what if they want both real estate and working capital? That's perfectly fine. But Harold, just for transparency, we'll need to look, okay, is the working capital that they want, for example, we did a deal, I gave the example about Miami, but there was actually a real deal that we recently did where our client wanted to lease, they didn't want to acquire, but they wanted to lease the entire floor of a Miami high-rise because there's multiple units. And then we needed working capital to buy all the furniture, and then they rented made all those available for short-term rentals through Airbnb. It was a rental-only building, so they couldn't buy the building. But the bottom line is, yes, Harold, in many cases, you'll have clients that need cash in addition to real estate, and so we can accommodate that. If the cash is related to the real estate project, then it's probably one project. But let's say it's not. Let's say they want real estate, but also they want cash for a different purpose, a different business. That might be two different projects. That might be two different enrollments. So if it's not related, we're better off to separate it because it can confuse lenders to say, oh yeah, I need 1.3 million to buy this high-rise condo in Fort Lauderdale, but also I need 78,000 to buy a plumbing truck, right? Kind of unrelated. But we'll work with them. What's the key? We've said it many times. Use your landing page. You're an affiliate. Refer people to your landing page. Get paid. We'll take care of the rest. All right. Any other questions? We're at our 30-minute point. Hopefully you're as excited about this as I am. We have a great opportunity to help people be property owners. It's not hard to find someone that rents. Just start asking. If you don't know anyone that rents, just start asking people, hey, do you rent or own? Do you rent or own? And if they rent, ask them, would they be interested in owning? And if so, refer them to your landing page. There's really nothing else you need to do. Some of you are so smart and so experienced, you want to make things way too complicated. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right, well, everyone should have a copy of the press release. You know how to reach us, the email for this campaign, our main phone number, and let's go help some people and make some money. Have a good day. Bye-bye.